Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Em, aka the Evolving Black Woman. So, before we get into anything today, I just want to say there's gonna be some noise. There is gonna be some noise. Please, please, please forgive me. I live in an apartment, and that's what we're gonna be actually talking about today. So, yeah, one of the thing about living in apartments, it can get pretty crazy, right? In terms of noise. So yeah, um, I went to management and I checked. There's not gonna be any fire checks today. There's not gonna be any construction. There's, nothing. So um, I think I'm happy. So yeah. These videos that I'm doing, they're not the ordinary videos where I need to have everything all put together. I don't believe in doing that. Don't have to have the perfect aesthetics and all of that. I'm not into that. You can see my bookshelf because I'm a reader. Yeah, I term myself as an educator. So I do read a lot. I'm an avid reader. So if you look, one of these days I'll give you a walk through my bookshelf full of interesting things, right? In life, there's always this saying that if you are not growing, then you're dying. And one of the ways I feed my brain and I grow my knowledge base is to read. I am the old time person who love to have the actual book in my hand where I can make notes, right? I have a lot of sticky notes in a lot of my books because sometimes I do look back, if I need to look at something and refresh my memory. So yeah, so welcome to my channel again. As I said, this channel is where we speak about the fundamentals of evolving as a woman. So we talk about food, faith, family, fitness, finances, fun, friends, all of those things that help you to evolve in the perfect being that you are meant to be. So on today's video, we are continuing our this is the second video in the series of SAPs living in the city. There's a lot of crazy things going on in the world that I can speak about, but I don't want to speak about that because this is not what this channel is about. But I just want to say, if you're out there and you're experiencing hardship and you're experiencing something that is making you feel as if you can't go on, I just want you to know that you can hang in there. There's hope. You just have to lean into that inner person, lean into that inner voice. And I know it may sound cliche, but just lean in and listen, and you'll be guided, and you'll find solutions, and you'll grow, and you'll evolve. Okay, so yeah, SAPs. I have my notebook, guys. I have my notebook that I keep all my little notes in. So we're gonna be getting into it. I don't like to have long videos. I'm sitting on my couch. I'm wearing a skirt today. I feel so and it's very beautiful in Toronto. I was actually thinking about going outside and doing a video on my patio. I'm literally gonna be doing that. The noise level may get crazy, not sure. Because where I live, there isn't a lot of I live in the city. I do hear noise from time to time. Maybe if the garbage truck is coming down the street. I think one is actually out there now. I can hear it. And maybe you can hear it through the microphone also, right? And sometimes, because I live in high traffic, I live downstairs. I love the downstairs apartment. I don't know. It's maybe because I can just go out and my feet can touch the grass when it's summer and when it's spring. But I don't want to be babbling all about that. Let's get into this video. So yeah, for those of you who love social media, maybe you would have seen the viral video where this guy went into his condo. I think he was thinking about renting or buying or something, and he was really shocked at what he saw, right? He was literally shocked. He was like, oh my god, I can't believe. And he started filming, like, noise. Can you believe that? There's noise. There's noise, people. Yes. And I'm sorry, I'm not gonna delete. And I'm not gonna stop to, it's part of life. These are the things that we need to get accustomed to. This is life. This is everyday living. This is the life in the day of me. Nothing is gonna be clipped, nothing is gonna be cut out. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm just keeping it real here. Can you guys hear that? I normally film my videos on Wednesdays because I know that's the time when there isn't gonna be a lot of high traffic. Now this, I don't know what that is, but yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay. But yeah, so we're talking about living in the city, right? Affordable living in the city. So yeah, back to what I was saying before I had that distraction of everyday life. Okay. Yes. So the video went viral because he was actually showing you that he went into this condo, and like the one of the rooms, like the rooms, they can't even hold decent beds, like decent bed. There wasn't a place to put a couch. There was just a kitchen space. So this guy was trying to figure, so what is this? And that is a reality of what a lot of people are experiencing, what we're experiencing living in the city, right? But is it affordable? Yes, it is still affordable if you put in the time. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy for everyone, but you have to put in the time. If you want to live in the city, these are the things that I just want to share with you, just to make it a little bit easier. Okay, how I've been living. So for me, I live in an apartment building. I thought about living in a condo, but then I changed my mind. I was like, you know what? Although I love small spaces, I don't love that much small spaces. And those condos in Toronto's, they are pretty small. They're like tiny. So it's just like you're just taking your clothes and like basically that's it. I don't know what is happening there. So with an apartment building, right? You may pay a corporation, and some buildings, you pay your hydro and you pay your water, and they take care of all the different things, the maintenance and things like that. Well, when it comes to a condo, you're paying like maybe the owner and not a corporation per se. And then I think, I stand to be corrected, I did a bit of research around it, but then sometimes if you're renting from like some people do like the share, like you can have a condo and you can just decide you're going to rent it out. That is happening a lot, and you're going to give it to someone to live in it, and that is happening a lot in Toronto. Okay. That person would have to take care of like the fees. There are fees attached to a condo when you're living in a condo. Okay, so those are like some of the like the differences that is attached to that. As I said, I like living in an apartment because, and this is, I can say that this is literally number one. As I say, I have my little notes that I have here, so please forgive me, okay, if you hear any little ruffle. That's the life, that's the everyday life of me. So yeah, affordable, being affordable, being able to live affordable in the city. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know what is happening. Maybe I'm hungry, but I did have a nice little smoothie this morning, right? So number one, go with an apartment if it's feasible. Go with an apartment that is well maintained, of course, and on the older side, meaning it was built a long time ago. The reason that I'm saying this is that with an older building, the apartments, the suites are like so much bigger. So my story is that when I moved to Toronto, I wasn't living in the downtown of Toronto. I lived like a bit outside, like an hour hour and 15 minutes away. So I would come into the inner core of Toronto, right, for school. I had an apartment and it was really nice. Of course, it was like 2 bedrooms and stuff like that. And I literally gave it up because I was like, I need to learn to live on less while I'm rebuilding myself, while I'm evolving. It's hard. And I'm literally going to be doing a video around that, moving as a woman, as an immigrant woman, moving into the city, right? Moving to Canada, moving to anywhere else, changing your whole life and moving to a whole different space, city, whatever, right? Country. So I decided I was gonna downgrade and I moved into a one bedroom, which is what I'm living in now. So my one bedroom apartment, it's really big. That it literally has 2 rooms. Like 2 rooms. Oh. Of course. Thanks to the University of YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram, I was able to DIY a beautiful 2 bedroom space. See right behind me? That's a walkway into a different room that has a big queen size bed, enough space for my daughter to do her thing, run around and everything. She has her clothes, she has everything. And of course, I have my own I have my room, right? And this bathroom and everything, right? So yeah, try to get, and I know it's not possible for everyone, but if possible, try to find a location, right? And we spoke about that. Try to find a location where you're building what you're trying to move into. Of course, it's well maintained, but it's on the older side. So that's number one. Okay, because the spaces are way bigger. I'm literally sitting in my living room, right? And I get up, I can walk to the kitchen, walk to the dining area, so it was big enough for me to transform it. And we can see, if we're always online, we can see that it's happening a lot, right? Where people are literally changing up their living space, their DIY stuff. They're doing all of these things to make their homes comfortable, right? So if you have a big enough space, you can literally turn it around. I know city life can get crazy sometimes, but if you are intentional, you can create a beautiful space, right? And I'm not talking about it in the tiny things. I'm talking about looking for spaces where you can transform it and you can be in a beautiful space that you create, right, to your taste. Okay, so number 2 about, can you live affordably in the city, is, guess what? If you must buy a car, and that overlapped from the last video I did. If you must buy a car, buy a car. If you don't need a car, don't. Bike, get a bike, right? You can bike in the spring and in the summer, going into late fall. You can bike, right? You can literally bike around the city. You can walk. There's some places, as I mentioned before, that you can walk. That's a part of keeping it affordable, because then you don't have to deal with maintaining a vehicle, right? You just need to maintain your legs. That's your exercise. Maintain your legs, okay? And I'm being funny, but yeah. And as I said, there's some people who must have who need transportation in the city because they live in the city and they're working outside, or where they're at, it's not accessible, it's not convenient for them to get to their work, because some people leave home really early and they come home really late, right? But if you're living in the city and you're working in the city and you don't need a car, don't. It's an added expense. How do you cut down on that and try to make it affordable in the city? You remove the expenses of having a vehicle. Okay. So yeah, carpool. And for me, if you're going out, so you want to go camping, right? It's a long weekend in Toronto, or you want to go visit family, you can rent a car, you can rent a vehicle, right? You can rent a family vehicle and you can take your family. If you want to go to the falls, to Niagara Falls, you want to go to Montreal, you can take a nice drive, right? Oh, better yet, just jump in a plane, right? Jump in a plane. It's not that expensive, right? So that's number 2. Number 3 is eat out less. So for me, guys, I'm kind of a foodie. I love to eat. I love to eat so much. Like, I just love to eat. But I eat clean food. I'm vegan, okay? I'm vegan, plant-based. So I prepare a lot of food, a lot of my meals myself. And that for me is fulfilling because I know what is going into my food. I love going to the stores and I love going to I love going to the stores. I love going to the farmers market and picking up my fresh fruit and vegetables. And I love coming home and preparing meals for my family. That's like a part of my love language, right? That I love eating. But a lot of us in the city, we love going out to, you know, having a meal with our friends, right? I'm not saying that you can't do that, but in order to live affordable in the city, especially now with the inflation and what is happening, and the people finances are shifting and stuff like that, this is something that you must be intentional about, right? um Eat frugally, be frugal with what you're eating, and I literally, because this channel is so diverse, I'm literally going to be doing a video where I can show you how to prepare simple meals, right? With simple ingredients, simple meals that can last you for like a week. I'm going to do that because I've done it before. I've been doing it, and I want you to have that experience of knowing that you can eat well, balance meal living in the city, right? And that's affordable. Okay. And as I mentioned, yes, you can go with your friends, but be intentional about it. If you've been going out like every weekend, maybe just go once a month, right? Twice a month. It depends. Now we're talking about living affordable in the city until you're able to boost your income, or do something until you decide you no longer want to live in the city. But the main goal here, right, is to be comfortable and living in the city. I hear some noise coming, right? Number 4 is thrifting. So let me tell you the story around that. I'm Caribbean. When I just moved to Canada, to Toronto, right? In the Caribbean at home, it's looked down upon to wear handmade, like people's clothes. It's kind of a look down upon. So when I just came, I was like, but before, back home, I would thrift stuff, right? I would thrift beautiful things. I I learned to, live within my means. I've always been a person, maybe it's my Capricorn spirit, but I've always been a person who thrift within my who live within my means. So I did a lot of thrifting, and I've always thrifted beautiful stuff. I think this skirt that I'm wearing, I think it's thrifted. And this necklace, I think it's thrifted also. So yeah, right? Thrifting. Can thrift beautiful pieces. And most of my books, not all, but most of my books, I got them at the thrift store, at the used bookstore, right? Most of my beautiful vegan cookbooks, I got them from the thrift store, the bookstore, the secondhand bookstore. So yeah, I know how to live comfortable and affordable in the city. Yeah, so thrifting, thrift your clothes, thrift. There's certain things that I definitely would not thrift, like mattresses and maybe a couch, depending on the couch that it is, right? But there's certain things I would not thrift. But like hard furnitures that you can take apart and put back together, or get somebody to clean and fix and repaint and stuff like that. Like I've thrifted beautiful mirrors, right? Yeah, things like that I would definitely thrift, like, because when you're going to thrift, when you're going to stores, these are things that people would have used and they've had, it's like other people's possession, but now they decided that they're gonna make space for other people to have it. And as you know, I'm big on sustainability, so that is one of my biggie for thrifting. Like that's literally one of my biggie for thrifting, right? I've always been big on sustainability and recycling, and doing my part to make this earth space a better place, right? When I exit it, right, I want to leave it a better place. So thrifting, that's a big thing for me. That's a part of me being able to live affordably in the city. Okay. And of course, I spoke about make your own lunch. I make my lunch every day. And this is not like I'm perfect, and like sometimes I don't feel like I don't want to. But number 5, make your lunch. Make your lunch. Food is so expensive to buy on the outside, right? you know and the last one that I want to share with you is budgeting. How many of you have a budget plan in place? You know, sit down, because you live in the city. Life is getting more expensive. But guess what? You can afford it if you're intentional, if you're proactive with your money that you went and work hard for. And Canada is not an easy place. Canada is cold. We are not called the Great White North for nothing. It's always cold. Like today's a beautiful day. I would not be surprised if by 4 o'clock that it's freezing cold outside. I would not be surprised, because this is Toronto and this is Canada. Okay, so living affordable in the city, it can be done, because I am doing it. I am doing it. I'm definitely doing it, and I want you to do it. I want you to have that experience. So if you're living in the city and you think that you can do it, just try these steps. Try these tips. Make sure that you find, if it's possible, an apartment that it's on the older side, that you can create and make it over to suit your personality, right? Because these older apartments, of course, like I said before, they're larger and you have more to work with, right? If you don't need a car, don't buy a car. Walk, rent, carpool, ask for a drop, bring that back, right? Eat less. When it comes to your outside eating habits, be frugal about it, right? You don't have to go out every weekend to have a meal with a friend. Actually, I'm going to interject here. Why not invite a friend over for a meal on the weekend, right? You guys sit outside. It's getting warmer on the outside. Sit on your patio. Cook a meal for a friend. That's an idea. That's making things affordable. That's creating bond, creating relationship while you're making it affordable. And of course, thrifting. Go thrifting. Buy beautiful clothes, buy books, buy mirrors, buy things. You don't have to buy everything brand new. Thrift. Make your own lunch, people. Make your own lunch. And the last one is budgeting. Be intentional and proactive about the money that you earn, that you work hard to earn, and put it to good use. Those are my tips that I just wanted to share with you about being able to live affordable in the city. Until next time. This is EM, aka the Evolving Black Woman, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.